Hey guys, how's it going? You doing good? Hopefully, you guys are doing fantastic. Life has a way of working itself out. But on that note, I was talking with Killdeer like last week, and he was saying, "Hey, you should really do like a video on like a few different photos that you've taken that are different than the ones you've already shown. That you really just have they have a true meaning behind them." And so I was like, "Huh, that's a great idea." And so, without further ado, let's talk about the first photo. So I'm going to share my screen. Now, with this one, I love this one right here because honestly, this is something that I took a long time ago. When I took this shot, I I was actually going through a little bit of a hard place. My brother's dog was sick, and I was trying to get some really good shots. I was just trying to get my mind off things, and I was also trying to I think I was trying to do some like photo contests at the time. And so this is one of the shots right here that I captured. It was at some ponds in Davis County, Utah, and it was like in the evening of it was in a spring evening. And this just really hit me because if you look at it, let me just get to it. If you look at it, I love the fact that right here you can see the reflection, but you can also see the ripples of where the Canadian goose has been floating in. And one thing that I do love about this, I love the fact that you can see the detail, even the eye. You can see the detail of the ripples. Now, this was not an easy shot to get. Like, I'm going to be honest with you right now. This was not an easy shot to get. When it came down to it, I wasn't sure if it was going to even turn out. I had taken a few shots of this goose, and I was getting kind of a little flustered because the daylight was going under. And everyone that I have shown this shot to, which isn't honestly that many, is one of those shots that I've kind of kept hush-hush. They've all said, wow, this is a really cool shot. Like, they've been impressed. And my mom, who you guys know as Lois from A&L, Forever Plants, she said that she really liked this. She liked the reflection of the goose in the water, but she really liked the ripple effects of the goose. And I completely agreed with her on that. And to be honest with you, what's not to love about it? But there was another shot that I really enjoyed, and that was, let me bring it up. This is one that I took of my brother's dog. This is his dog, Mia. Mia is a little sweetheart. We call her Mia the Diva, or Mia Bell, or Mia Sopapilla. She has so many different nicknames. I love this little girl to pieces. So she's a husky, and she is such a little diva. But I took this shot back in 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. It's like almost right after we had first got her. He rescued her from a place down in Utah County called Arctic Rescue. And so she's always been good about getting photos, but at the same time, she always has that RBF look on it. Like, I'm not going to say what RBF stands for. Just know, it's resting witch with a B face. That's the easiest way to put it. And so Mia, she's such a good model with this. She is such a good, and she is so cooperative. The fact that she was able to just show that she isn't happy, but she is also unhappy by me taking this photo. But let's talk about this for a sec, because I love the fact that you can see the detail. You can see the white in her eyes. You can see the detail of her claws. You can see the detail of the wood. Now, when I took this shot, I was in that photography class. So actually, no, this was even later than I said. This is 2019. I was in that photography class that I've mentioned before, and they wanted us to take pictures of things that were white. I believe so. Or maybe I was just messing around when I wasn't taking shots of myself for an assignment. But anyway, and so I saw this opportunity to get this shot of Mia, and I thought, she is such a pretty little girl, number one. Number two, I love the way that the lighting was on her. This was a Sunday evening that I took this shot. And I love the fact that in this shot, you can see the detail of her fur. You can see the detail of the wood porch. You can even see the rust on the railing behind us. I mean, behind her. You can see the trees, but she's still the focal point. You know, as a photographer, guys, this is one thing I've tried to stress over the time I've been doing this, is that you got to make sure that your focal point is in focus and that they're one of the main things in focus. You know, so having her as the focal point is such a key thing to have, because honestly, Mia, number one, is a pretty little girl. We always call her pretty, and she's really cuddly, by the way, just in case you wanted to know that. But she has such amazing colors on her fur. You know, she has a lot of gray and yellowish on her back, and then her ears have some gray, but then she has these brown eyes with these white eyelashes, which really just pop. And as a photographer, this is something that I really go crazy for. But going on, I want to bring up, there was another shot that I took back in the winter time, and it was this one. This is a shot that I took. I don't think I've really ever shared this shot with many people. Probably not even my buddy Killdeer. Like, this is a shot that I took back. It was during COVID, actually. It was like right in the heart of COVID. And I went over to this park over in the in the eastern part of Davis County, Utah, and I was like, I want to get some good winter shots, and it had just snowed. I had the day off from work that day, and I just went over there and I had some fun. A little fun fact: my face was really swollen because I had just gotten the first shot of the COVID to keep myself safe from COVID, and so it kind of made my face kind of swell up a little. If I can find it, I'll post a video, a screenshot of like how badly my face kind of like inflated. It's kind of crazy. It was vaccine. That's the name I was looking for. It was the first dose of vaccine that I was getting, and it kind of caused me to blow up a little. All right, but yeah, I loved this because this is something that you know, when you see this, when I look at this, I look at, you know, this is something that you'd see like in like a movie or something. You know, you want to capture that essence of like that peaceful feeling of like just after snowfall. That's what I see right here. And I love the fact that when I took this, number one, it was cold. I didn't love that fact. I get cold very easily. But some other backstories about this, like I was kind of down in the dumps at the time because like I was barely just starting my YouTube journey. And at this time, like I was debating if I wanted to keep going on my YouTube journey or if I just wanted to, you know, throw in the towel. But I had a friend who was a professional photographer. He's like, hey, just got to keep going, improve. And look where I'm at now. You guys are seeing this video, but I love the fact that, you know, you can see the detail in the trees. You can see the detail of the snow on the trees. You can even see the detail of, you can see the footprints of where people have walked, because this is a pretty popular area. You know, this is an area where I've done a few shorts with my buddy Killdeer. I'll throw a few of those up as iCards somewhere up there. But this is in the wintertime. You know, this is a really cool area. Like this is, to me, this kind of reminds me of like the mountains, but you're not in the mountains. You're like in the heart of Davis County. And so when I got this, I saw this shot. I thought that would be a cool shot. And so I set my camera up, put it on the tripod, of course, and I took the shot. And it was a really cool shot. I was very impressed with it. But another one that I wanted to bring up was this shot of, wait, no, actually that's not a shot. I wanted to bring up this shot because this is a shot, I don't really share this shot too much and I don't talk about it that much. This is a shot that I took when I was a noob photographer, a very noob green photographer. It was actually on my birthday, and I was up there with a sibling of mine, and we went up, I believe, Farmington Canyon in Farmington, Utah. and I was able to get a shot, and I was able to, you know, slow it down and get that creamy, milky look, as you can see right here with the rock and everything. Now, this was not easy for me at the time because I didn't really know what I was doing at the time with photography. You know, when I took this shot, I didn't really know anything about aperture. I didn't know anything about, you know, shutter speed. I didn't know anything about ISO. But after talking with that sibling, he's like, you guys just gotta adjust it, slow it down, and do all this, and this, that, and the other, and this. And he's like, that's not the final thing. He's like, you gotta take it into Photoshop and edit it and really kind of bring out some stuff. So when I was sitting there editing this shot, I remember I had to really kind of brighten up the rocks right here, like right here. I had to brighten up if I can get the words out of my mouth, I had to brighten up these rocks right here. And even the rock right here, because it's such an integral part. And to me, that's the focal point. You know, that rock right there in the middle of the river is the focal point. And so really when it comes down to it, photography is all about getting that good shot, even if you don't think it's going to be a good shot. But there's one shot that I wanted to bring to your attention that I really enjoyed taking. I loved the story behind it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. As you can see, I got a lot of photographs on here. And let me go back. Let's see here. Oh, here it is. This one. So, the story behind the shot. When I took this shot, I had some friends that got married right here in this LDS temple, and they didn't really have any pictures of it, and I thought, well, this would be a great wedding gift to give them. So I went down there down to Bountiful, Utah on my day off, and I spent a good majority of the mornings, early afternoon, late morning, taking this shot. And there's a few things I love about this. I love the fact that you can just feel that, you know, falls in the air in this shot. I love the way that the sun is reflecting on the LDS temple. And I also love the fact that, like, you know, the sky is just, you can still see some sky even though it's cloudy. I love the detail of the building itself. I love the detail that you can see in the trees, the leaves. You can see that fall is here. And when I gave this shot to those friends, they were pretty excited about it. Like, they didn't want a really big copy because they were living in a townhome. And they're like, oh, we just don't really have the space for like a ginormous, like 24 by 36 copy. So the one I gave them was like 11 by 17, and they loved it. Like, they were, you know, I showed it to the husband of the husband and wife, and he was just elated. He was very happy to get it. And yeah, I love this shot so much. But going on, I want to bring up this shot, and we're going to end with this shot because this is my mom. You guys know her as Lois from A&L. And I've talked about a little bit about this shot, but I took this shot down in downtown Salt Lake City. It was around Christmas time of, I want to say 2017, 2018, when I was first getting into photography. And if you've noticed, there's been a theme with all these. You know, they've all had some history, like a backstory to them. But with this one, that same sibling that went up Farmington Canyon with me, I met him. Well, my mom and I met him down in downtown Salt Lake, and again, he was trying to teach me. You know, this is even before I took that canyon shot of the Canyon River. But right here, he was trying to teach me the importance of aperture and the importance of shutter speed and ISO and all that stuff. But I love so much about this because, like, this captures the true essence of how I see my mom. You know, my mom is an amazing woman. She's been through a lot, but she's still happy nonetheless. You guys know that she's very talented when it comes to gardening because I'll put a link somewhere up there with an iCard somewhere up there with her channel, so you can go check that out and subscribe to it. But yeah, this is I love the fact that, like, she's the focal point, you know, and that's understandably the reason why, you know, because she's what you want as the focal point. You know, you have her right here, and I love the fact you can see the detail in her jacket. You can see the detail of her watch. You can even see the detail of the flowers, and you can still see that there's busy around her in the background, but none of that matters because she's the focal point. You know, guys, when it comes down to it, I cannot emphasize this enough. Like, photography to me is amazing. You know, it was a great release to me. Helped me through some hard times. I'm not going to get into that. But it also has given me a glimpse into other aspects of my life and has given me this opportunity, you know, to bring that 1% light to the internet, you know, through my camera lens, through my point of view. And honestly, guys, I cannot emphasize enough that when it comes down to it, I do this for not just for myself, but for you guys. So make sure you tell me in the comments below if there's anything specific that you would like me to talk about, whether it be some of the photos I've taken, maybe some more horror stories from a photographer. I could do a part 2 because I have plenty of horror stories. I could tell you guys all about them. And honestly, guys, on that note, I will see you in the next video.